What's good, people, and welcome to the first ever English language podcast from Paris No Limit called Paris Never Sleeps. Big up to everyone for tuning in. Apologies in advance, my network today is a bit dodgy, so I will have all my mates to take over if needed. This episode is related to what's happened last week, sorry, and what's going to happen next week. We're going to talk about a lot of topics. Obviously, we're not going to do pre-game Lyon only. We're not going to do Barca only. We're not going to do our women's are playing the Champions League as well against Lyon tonight. It will be a bit of a mix of everything. Do not hesitate to share everything you have in your mind as well. We'll try to also take one of you to jump on the stream to exchange with us. But without further ado, I do have introduced my dear friend Oli, live and direct from Toronto, Dali, live and direct from Paris, and obviously the one and only Miko, live and direct from Finland, Helsinki. How are you doing, boys?
Living the dream.
Oh, he stole my sentence. I'm also living the dream. So we're both dreaming awake then. How are you two?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Obviously, I'm now a bit stressed about the next stage, and I'm realizing that we're going to play if we get qualified, play the final in London, which is a dream coming true for me as well, to be fair. Because I'm not gonna jinx it. I'm not gonna jinx it. I know. I see you, Miko. I'm not gonna jinx it. But if we win it in London, for me, it will be game over, man. It will be the best dream ever. But let me introduce Miko, by the way, because Miko is also having an audio pod called PSG Review, so you can have a look. We're gonna put the link in the description as well. A very consistent pod as well, quality one. Miko is a die-hard PSG fan, is supporting from Finland, Helsinki. Miko, great to have you today. What did you make of that Barca game, by the way?
Thank you so much for having me. First and foremost, it's really great to be here. And I mean, long-time follower of Paris No Limit, and of course, you know, we've been doing things with Parisian Londoner for a long time with
Exactly,
PSG Review
man.
and that. So this is it's really great. It's really a great pleasure to be here. Yeah, the Barcelona match. What can I say? It was really an amazing night. I was thinking to myself that okay, this like before the match, I was thinking that this really could be one of those nights that we're gonna remember for years to come. And I think we will remember this match for years to come. It was a match where we were. The mentality I had been saying before that if we have the mentality, we have the quality. That has been kind of like the thing that I thought that if we don't lose our head, we do have a quality. We do have a quality team. Now I'm not sure if it's going to be the best in Europe, but with the right mentality, it's a good team that can do a lot of things. And I would say that Barcelona kind of like lost the match for themselves. That's not to take anything away from PSG, but I felt like it was they seemed to lack any kind of leadership, including both of their the manager and the assistant taking red cards and
that was a
throwing
madness.
tantrums like toddlers. Really sort of like. I mean, I don't like Barcelona, but it's a football institution.
Especially us,
You have
bro.
to
Yeah.
acknowledge. You have to acknowledge that it's a football institution. So I thought that it was a little bit embarrassing, what they did, and in that sense, and kind of like lost their marbles like that. But great match for
Agreed.
PSG. That's what we're here talking about essentially, and I think what's positive to me is that even when the game is not going as well as it could, or even if I don't always necessarily get why would Luis Enrique have a starting lineup as he does. But we are quite good at reacting. The team is quite good at fixing things up, and Luis
Agreed.
Enrique also, like, he can try something out that doesn't work.
Goal!
Halftime.
One goal. Oh, guys. Oli is watching. In the meantime, we're doing a kind of a bit of a watch along. He's watching live and direct the women's game, and that's a good transition
My
because I
stream
was.
is a little bit late, so
I
I haven't
I
yet
was.
seen it, but
You've
I
been
take it.
spoiled, mate. You've been spoiled. Oh my God! So PSG won and Lyon nil, isn't
No,
it?
2-0. 2-0.
2-0.
2-0.
Oh my
2-0.
God!
2-0.
Oh
Goal
my
from Mario
God!
Antoinette Katoto.
I
7-1.
think Swell is here now with us. Swell is celebrating as well. Swell, how you doing, my friend?
Good, and you guys?
Yeah, not too bad. It's good to see you, man. It's good to see you. Are you also watching the Women's Champions League game against Lyon? Because it's Lyon today, Lyon tomorrow. Yeah,
Definitely.
gonna eat a lot of lion, mate.
I just put the sound down because
Yeah,
it
obviously for intellectual property reasons.
yeah. How you
Well,
doing,
good to
guys?
see you, man. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. So you've been to the Barcelona game. You haven't been to the previous streams. It's good to have you today because Oli and Dalil, they were here on the two previous streams. I know you traveled with them to Barcelona, bro, and I think you had the time of your life, didn't you?
That was amazing, guys. Again, I explained it to Olivier, but is I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Me and Dalil were sitting down on the stadium, and
Mm.
after the game, and we were just looking around like, what happened, you know?
The atmosphere was great as well. The atmosphere was great. So no, I think it was a great away day. It was a great away day. So bro, like you see, you were playing Lyon tonight. We looks like we're smashing it. We're playing Lyon tomorrow. The Barca. I'm not sure we're going to talk a lot about the Barca game today. To be fair, because it's just you know, for me, I'm just focusing on. I don't want to get overexcited about what happened against Barca because also with what happened with between Dortmund and Atletico, Dortmund is a serious team and solid as well. We need to pay a lot of attention to what they can do, even if we won against them during the previous games. But guys, Lyon tomorrow. I'm just going to talk about Lyon tomorrow because we're watching also Lyon the women's today. Dalil is going probably
Yeah.
week in, week out to all the Ligue 1 games because he's also based in Paris and he's a season ticket holder at the Parc des Princes. So he's attending a lot. I'd probably say, how many games per season do you attend?
In Paris, I mean, there are like
No, in
20
general, not only Paris, just all the PSG games per season.
around 30 games a season.
30 games. There you
Yeah.
go. There you go. So, how do you feel about tomorrow, the Lyon game? Obviously, some of the people are saying that we're not going to play the A team because we need to save the good players for the next round of the Champions League. But do you reckon he's going to play the youngsters or new faces will play tomorrow and will be on the starting 11, or is it going to be a hard one?
Well, I don't think it's going to be the young players because Lucho is focused also on the championship and the how to say that in English, but the serious the team is completely focused on the championship too, and we are not champion yet, so we need to focus on the championship.
Yeah, I
It
But
agree.
depends. Like the starting 11, we've seen for the past few games that Lucho changed the dynamic. So the one who were on the bench might be able to play and be in the starting 11. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Gonzalo Ramos or even Rondal Colomwani being in the squad,
Yeah.
and Engin Lee being in the squad as well, or Danilo being back on the squad. So I think some rotation will happen. That's only my opinion for tomorrow, because again,
Mm.
we're 10 points ahead. The Champions League game is in 2 weeks, so I would see again that Lucho will do this little game of rotation and keep everybody in the same in the
To be
project.
honest, guys, I think he's gonna play it 100% again. Still, I do think it's gonna be a rotation. You're right, but I don't think. I think they believe in the team, and they believe
What do you
he
mean?
can swap.
What do you mean? I don't get it. What do you mean?
Lucho is believing that every players can play every position.
Position? No,
Yeah.
come on, bro.
No,
No,
for
no,
example,
no.
about League
Not
One.
not not every
I'm talking
position,
about the
but
league. I'm talking about the league because he
yeah,
played
but there's no
Marquinhos on
way
the
he's
right
gonna play
side.
Ramos as a midfielder. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. In the league, I think he can play anywhere, anyone.
I
I have
think
some doubts. I know he wants to try stuff, but well, yeah, Miko, you wanted to say something.
no, I was about to say that I think that what we have now is that in the recent seasons we have had difficulty in that sense, that when there's rotation, then you still kind of have to bring those star players in 60 minutes, 70 minutes, something, trying to catch up, and it hasn't worked so well. But I think that this time we have far better options. Like if you think about, like, okay, say Gonzalo Ramos, you want to put him there, Randall Colomuani, there's something there. You have even some of those young kids were quite promising, like Seni Mayulu and all that. I'm not necessarily saying that do the whole overhaul like that. Then you have Norri Mukiele. Okay, for some reason that I don't understand, Lucho is not really like trusting him very much. I quite like him. I think he's a very solid player. But there are options like that. Ugarte hasn't been playing so much. Okay, well, you have Carlos Soler. I'm not saying to use all of these players. I'm just saying that there can be a mixture of these players, and it has gone far better than it has gone in previous seasons, which has been really difficult with the rotation. We have really struggled when we've been rotating. I think this season's been much better.
I think Mukiele is not playing because he likes parties in Paris.
That's well, this is what I hear.
Mukiele.
Yeah, Mukiele. And that's why Lucas Hernandez didn't play the last weeks. Because he was going out in Paris. Maybe too much.
Well, everyone likes going out in Paris. Party animals, but we had a lot of players being party animals. It won't be the first one, and it won't be the last one. To be fair,
I think that okay. So if there's been this kind of an issue that he's been going out, I mean, I've heard this rumor. So if this is indeed the case, that say Norri Mukiele has been going out and partying too much and all that stuff, so if they have a conversation with him and say that, come on, man, like do better, like don't do that, you have to focus, and then if he still goes out and still doesn't like take that, then I think that it's like I don't know what his problem is then. But then also if he's saying that, okay, fair play, and starts being more disciplined and not going out and so on and so forth, then I also think that it would be fair to give him a shot, because I do think that he's a good player. But I do understand, of course, that Luis Enrique has quite a strict rules, and he appreciates and demands quite a lot in that way.
Well, at least you guys, nobody's playing cards late at night or going to a fast food at 4 a.m. and have good friends posting everything on social media. I think Lucho is more like a control freak that way, and he plays the cards that he wants to play, and he gets everybody engaged and make sure that we have everything aligned from that respect. That's my understanding.
And I also think that
he's high on that position as well,
Totally.
Yeah, probably as well. But so Lyon, they have obviously they have a big statement to make. They're doing a better season and finishing better than they started. They have won 4 out of their 5 last games. They drew 1. They're doing really well comparing to, as I said, to the beginning of the season. Considering they're going to play away, considering I've seen again some stuff on socials where they are teasing Barcola as well, where you have like the defenders have you seen that video as well? Like we have the defenders tackling and training, and they're like pretending that they're going to stop Barcola on the side. I'm not even sure Barcola is going to play against Lyon, to be fair, but it looks like they want to prove him something. What do you make of this social rivalry or teasing or whatever?
Hey, so the last club who did that was a little. We all know what happened afterwards, right? But I would play Barcola personally. I mean, it's your former club. Don't you want to be, shining against the former team?
Agreed.
And also last time
they're scared of him to be.
Of course, they're scared of him. They know how good it is, man.
Yeah, when he came to the pitch in Lyon last autumn, they were giving him a bit of an unpleasant time. So it would be nice, of course, if Parc des Princes can sort of like show him some love in front of the Lyon team. So I think that
even the previous players, Miko, like Kakera as well, from Lyon. I'm going to try to translate this from French to English right live to you lads, and Pierre Sage as well. They're all praising Barcola. They all said this is not basically what they're saying is this is not a surprise to us. We were used to his technicity. We were used to him being a quality player with us. I think people he deserves more respect and more recognition for what he's doing with PSG as well. Even if he's not the main player, but he has brought a lot of talent. He has a lot of talent, and he also knows what his value is to the squad. And now every PSG fan knows his value to the squad. 100%. It's definitely added value. Uh, would you say he will no longer be a super sub and he will start in the starting 11 for the rest of the season and on the big games as well, or he will keep him as a super sub?
I think it's perfectly possible that he's a starter. I think that he's played well enough to warrant that starting position. But at the same time, it depends what Luis Enrique wants to do and what his vision is. And like I said, if there needs to be rotation, because we're going to have some, hopefully going to have a lot of important matches still to come. But I think that there's also going to be perhaps enough matches for there to be rotation and rest for players, especially if PSG is able to sort of finish off the business in Ligue 1 fairly soon in the next sort of couple of matches, next few matches. But we'll see how that's going to go. I don't see a reason why Pradi Barcola wouldn't be. I think that he has proven that he's certainly there in the conversation.
Well, and Lucho said also that one day Kylian will leave the organization, right? So we need to prep for the after Kylian time.
100%.
So if that's the time, even though we have 10 points ahead, I would play Barcola any day, and then try something with Gonzalo Ramos being a 9, and then Rondal Colomwani on the one or the other side, right? And leave Barcola being the new superstar. He's 21 years old. I think it's time for him to shine with PSG. He said after the game after Barcelona that he is very happy with him being transferred to Paris Saint Germain. He's happy with the club. He's happy with what he's seeing right now. He's the future.
Are you referring to his post-match interview when he said,
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
But I also don't think that
Go
I
ahead.
also don't think that any player necessarily has to play every match, like including Kylian Mbappe. Like this has been now the thing that since it seems that he's going, and since it seems that he's mentioned that he's going to leave the club, there's been the rotation, and of course there's been like a lot of drama around it. But at the same time, he's supposed to rest sometimes. He's supposed to, especially if he wants to play Euros and I don't know, Olympics, whatever. How that is, however that's going to go. But no player is supposed to play like necessarily every match of the season. So I think I think that we are in much healthier space now than we have been before.
Okay, I might rephrase my question then. It's not necessarily him being in the conversation of being part of the starting 11. It's him being the leader and the ultimate choice to be the starting winger, comparing to obviously there's Kylian playing on the left hand side as well. But I agree with this comment that we can see on screen, and it says that it's still a super sub to me, especially if we play with a proper striker, number 9, such as Gonzalo Ramos, because it will be Kylian, Gonzalo Ramos, and then you have Usman on the right hand side. For me, that's what I thought Lucho would play against Barca. It was surprising to me to see Barcola. But I think this front three with Kylian on the left hand side, Sergio Ramos as a proper number 9, and Usman as a winger, as a right winger, then for me it will be a better striker front than with Barcola. What do you reckon?
I agree on that, because for me, maybe Dembele just started to score, and we need to know if it's going to be consistent. So maybe just open his left and or right foot, depending which one you want. And he just opened them, and maybe tomorrow we'll see more goals from him.
I think that
I have to say, guys, I don't know what's happened between the Barca game and now, but you look so depressed to play Lyon. I'm
It's not
sorry,
the
but
same thing,
it's been bloody 19 minutes, and you're like, oh my god, we're gonna have to play Liga again. It's gonna be long to play Champions League. Oh my god, I don't want to play Lyon. We are almost. It's like we already won the league, and now we don't want to play league games anymore. What the hell are we doing now? Like, it's still a big French club anyway, so we still need to prove something to them, even if we know that we are ahead and we there's a lot of chances for us to win the league. But still, in my opinion, it's still a very exciting and important game.
It is
I
an
really
important game,
absolutely
but
agree.
when you know that you actually almost win the league, you don't play it the same way.
What are you referring to? Are you saying that we're gonna be a bit slow and we're not gonna be playing attacking football and no pressure, no this, no that? It's still a win. We need a win. We don't
We
need a
need a
win,
win.
sorry, but
We
we
need
need a.
3 wins actually. We need 3 to make sure that we win the league
There you
forever. Like
go.
we
There
need
you
3.
go.
We
There
need
you
a
go.
win,
Yeah,
but
but how
I
many
think,
games we have?
but the focus is definitely on the champions. I mean, that's the first time we feel this feeling about the champions, and we have 18 points. We are 18 points
Go
ahead.
ahead. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
agreed.
So yeah, I think it's definitely our last serious game in Ligue 1 because it's a big club, and then we are playing against Lorient, Le Havre, and stuff like that. So, but it's our last big game, and the atmosphere will be very special because tomorrow we are
It
celebrating
will.
Marquinhos
Oh yes.
Thank you.
as
Thank
a
you.
most
That's the best transition
player.
ever.
So I think the atmosphere will be good. The
It
atmosphere
will
will
be
be good.
special, 100%. It will be really special. Marquis. I
While
have to
you're
say,
bringing this thing on the screen, Stu, I think Lyon has a lot at stake tomorrow. They were like in a very bad position at the beginning of the season. Now it's almost like their own remontada in the championship.
yeah,
But they can play Europe, depending on what the others and the other opponent will do. They can be qualified in Europa League next year. So they need a win. We need a win to make sure that we win the league. So tomorrow, I don't think it's gonna be that crazy, but I do believe that we want to win no matter what, because 3 points is 3 points.
agreed, agreed. Miko, do you want to answer that one? Next season, Xavi coming back, where would he play a false nine as attacking midfielder with Bacola as a winger? What do you reckon? That is something that will be typical Lucho to me, to be fair.
Yeah, I think that is something that it's difficult to say because they are like we're talking about Gonzalo Ramos, for instance, earlier. I was really excited about him coming in last summer, and I think that it would be great to see. I think he's been playing very little, but at the same time, when Kylian Mbappe is on the pitch, all the balls are sort of going like Mbappe, wherever he plays, he's the target man, even if he's not in the box or wherever, but he's always getting the balls. So then having that target player, it's not really working. So all these things, different things, they work together, and some decision can make another option not very
Agreed.
useful. So I think it really depends on the whole how the whole team is going to be playing, where Xavi is
Yeah.
going to be playing. But I do think that I think that he's very excited. I'm very excited about him coming, and I think that he's certainly a player that hopefully seems like he might be looking forward to playing for PSG again as well. So that's something that could be, and where
I'm
exactly
really
is he
happy
going to
with him.
play? Yeah, where exactly he's going to play? Well, we'll see. But I think that's sort of as mentioned, could be an option. I mean, I don't have any particular other insight.
Big up to you, Emmanuel, from greetings from Panama. Wow, that is far, man. Big up to you, man. Thanks for watching as well, guys. Subscribe right now to Paris No Limit. That's the first pod, all things PSG, that we're doing in English language. We'll try to do them more often as well. Involve you also on the stream. Coming back on the briefly on the Marquinhos topic. I have a question for the chat right now, guys in the comments. I feel, I'm not feeling depressed about playing Lyon. I quite feel good, to be fair. Still feel good. It's still the Champions League win week, so I still feel in a great mood. You need to answer this question. If you find the answer, we'll offer you something as well. You will DM Parisian Londoner, okay? Not Paris, not limit, but Parisian Londoner, so you can receive your DM. We'll send you a little something.
Can I play or not?
After Marquinhos, after Marquinhos, whose player is the most capped at PSG? Has played them. Come on, Oli. I know I know you know the answer, bro. I know you know the answer.
From the
I know you
current
know the
players or
answer.
all-time players?
All-time
All time.
players
All time.
after Marquinhos, who has played the most for PSG? We want the
Neymar.
first name and the surname, please.
Or for our North
Uh,
American
Lucio,
friend,
you
we
can't
also say
play.
last name.
Yeah, course. Guys, please. No, he's cheating, man. That is too fast. I think Monsieur Mani is cheating.
Yeah, you can't play, bro.
It, and I'm
You
sorry,
can't.
but his picture is a YouTube picture looks like he's a cheater as well. So I'm not so sure he's being honest right now, Monsieur Mani. Are you honest or are you googling the answer? Uh, but yeah, that's a bit of a question that we like asking because what we try to achieve here as well. Miko is really on the same page with us at Parisian Londoner and Paris Nolimi as well as try to explain to people about that how a club, even if it's a young club, has history, as values, as titles as well before the recent success. And this type of question is also showing people, that it's not only about the Qatar era and okay, I think it's the only one who found the answer.
Yeah.
Okay, big
Yeah,
up
it
to
was
you, Mr. Mani. We're gonna send you a little something. You DM Parisian Londoner after the show. Jean-Marc Pilorget. Jean-Marc Pilorget is the answer. What do you make of that? I'm gonna ask Dalil because I know Dalil is really into Marquinhos and he likes analyzing all his games. And what do you make of Marquinhos' time at PSG from the beginning until now? Do you think he has improved a lot, or is it still there's still room for improvement, or what do you reckon?
The room for improvement was his mentality and his
Hmm.
way to understand a game. I mean, in a game there is some a moment where you struggle and
Of
otherwise it's
course.
more easy. And this season, I feel that he understood that because of the game he did in Barcelona. It
Hmm.
was a work as a player and as a man. To be honest, he is one of the kindest player I have ever met. I mean,
Mm.
I met him in Le Havre when Brazil was playing against Ghana, I think, and
Okay.
he was the only player
Okay,
who,
you.
yeah, and
yeah. I didn't
he,
know that.
he said hello to everybody. He took pictures with everybody. Uh,
Okay, that's great.
I would
So
not,
he's a humble guy, isn't it?
yeah, and I think I understand what he represents here in Paris. So
Mm.
he made a mistake last season in Monaco where when he said that it was difficult for them to travel and not to see their family. But I think he understood what playing in Paris is and represent for the fans. So
Yeah, that's a great point. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but what I believe is that Marquinhos, also on the top of being a great captain, a great player, and is part of the history of the club now, has embraced the Parisian culture as well.
yeah,
And it's also about the people around him, like his wife, his brother, and all of them that are so focused and they love the badge so much, and you can see on socials and how they're supporting the club as well, and they have embraced everything about the city of Paris as well. That makes him so even more special to us fans, because obviously we are very attached to being proud of Paris and being proud of being a Parisian. And I think this attitude also of people around him makes him a legend of the club. I'm sorry, maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's a legend of the club.
yeah, I think so.
It is definitely.
You don't look convinced. I think Swell wanted to put. I think you wanted to put Stambouli as a legend of the club. Did you?
Listen, no. Do you know what? My point is just that last year and the year before, we could have found him in a different position in the important game. As I saw few games where we needed him
Mm.
as a
Yeah.
captain, and not that he didn't do the job, but I do think that as a captain you need a different energy on the pitch.
And
Yeah,
So you
he.
think that psychologically sometimes is a bit shaky.
Yeah, yeah,
but I think he's Brazilian, so he's from Brazil. Just we saw Thiago Silva at the World Cup. Neymar is also. Well, I think that
Did
well,
did David Luiz was a bit like this as well? David
yeah,
Luiz,
yeah,
no?
yeah, yeah, yeah. he
I
was.
remember. Yeah.
But we also need to remember that Marquinhos always plays, and he always, I don't know how to say it in English, but he played
Say it in
hard.
French. We translate.
So il a toujours mouillé le maillot. He always make the
Okay.
most
Well,
of
yeah.
him
Go on.
when he was playing.
Mm-hmm.
Even when he was playing as a midfielder, but also as a right back, and now he's
Okay.
playing as a CB. And yeah, he's always representing the
Of
badge.
course.
I
Of
think
course. But
that's
this is what we like.
for me. That's what saved him. That is actually a massive piece of the team, because he actually take any position. Not He's not great on any position, but he's like, okay, I will do the job. I will do the job. I will do the job. And that's for me what a captain should do.
Yeah, you see Emmanuel saying yes, he's part of the club's history. When he will be gone, he will be remembered as a legend of the club. I'm not sure we need to wait for him to leave the club to realize that he's part of he's a legend of the club. But that's an interesting point because there's a lot of players like this that we haven't appreciated too much when they were here, but when they left, we were like, we should have probably showed them a little bit more love. What type of player are you thinking of when I'm mentioning those type of situations where we like maybe we've been a bit tough with him when he was at the club, and when he's gone, you realize everything that he has brought to the table, and you're like, oh, okay, I think we still should count him as a legend of the club.
I got two.
Oli, do you have a player in mind like this?
Yeah, I would say the first that comes to mind that is very like in our generation, I would say
Yeah.
Kylian Mbappe. A lot of people are
Okay.
saying that Kylian is not a legend. Come on, you guys. He broke all the records in the club history. You like him or you don't, right? But is he a legend? He won everything. The only thing he didn't is the Champions League. So I don't want people to not remember Kylian Mbappe, what he's done for the club so far. He's from the area. He's from Paris. He's always, showed love for the badge, showed love for the supporter as well. So for me, Kylian, let's
Big up.
let's not forget that he's also one of the legend of the club right now, at least.
100%.
I
He is.
I think it's always interesting. Like people have a different like what is the criteria of what makes you a club
Yeah.
legend. I always kind of think that, and it's a conversation to be had. But I always think that if you have like one of the big records, like if you are the most goals, most matches. Now Marquinhos
Yeah.
has most matches, or Di Maria has most assists, and things. If you have like one of these like a big records, or even if you have had like say Pauleta and Zlatan and even Cavani, the way that Cavani left was not great. But nevertheless, I think that there's an argument to be made that if you have been a holder of one of these big records,
Yeah.
I think there's a good argument to be made. And for me, I think one of those players also Thiago Silva. I think that Thiago Silva.
Yeah, of course.
There was so much criticism when he was there, and the people were saying that he's not strong enough mentally
Yeah.
and so on and so forth. But it
But
really
he's
took
not.
us quite a few seasons to get over because he was more than just a good defender. His positioning, and he was almost like a conductor of the backline, that he would help everybody to be in the right place. So whatever Marquinhos is as a football player, Thiago Silva is as his mentor is a big factor in that. The same thing with Presnel Kimpembe. So I think that I'm not saying that Thiago Silva wasn't respected and appreciated, but I think that there's been a lot of many people have also said some quite negative things about him throughout the years, and I think that
Yeah.
it was a very unfortunate the way that Leonardo sort of like basically kicked him
But
out. So
there's
thought,
always a debate about club legends, in it. Like when I say to people that for me, because it touched me as a PSG supporter, like for me, Pastore, he did not stay for too long, Javier. But
He's a
for me,
legend.
he's a club legend. I'm sorry, he provided me some emotions that some
That's it.
players with better stats did not provide to me. And I assume that you should normally judge a player by being a club legend or not by the emotions that he is sharing with the fans, and also the big moments and everything. Even if the stats are not amazing, even if the numbers are not looking that good, it's more about decisive. Everyone remembers that Javier Pastore's goal against Chelsea, boys. I'm sorry, and even if his season was 50-50, not that good. But this, I'm sorry, it's so much more important to me as a PSG supporter.
Yeah.
And
I'm
for
not
me,
saying I'm not saying that he
well,
would be like close to being club legend necessarily, or anything of that nature. Don't get me wrong, but I really, for the reasons I like Danilo, because, like I said, I'm not suggesting that but his mentality is that I've said that if Julian Draxler would have Danilo's mentality, he would have a handful of Ballon d'Ors. That, like, Danilo's
I
mentality
know what
is
you mean. I know where you want to
incredible,
go.
and I love seeing him there, and I think that that he's going to be so. What people didn't understand when, like, Messi was there and people were whistling and booing and all that stuff, what they didn't understand is that you don't have to be half the player technically or whatever, but if you sweat the shirt, if you give your everything, you show passion, commitment, and mentality, people will love you in Paris.
Agreed.
And
That Dalil, you agree with that, yeah?
yeah, definitely. I think Danilo has been playing the last three seasons as a club legend, but people
Wow.
will not understand what I mean, because when you go to the stage, what you want to see is players who sweat the shirts. And
The attitude.
for the last 2 years, we had a lot of players who did not sweat the shirts. So when you have a player who always sweats the shirt, I mean, like Danilo, like Cavani,
Verratti.
Verratti, it's that kind of mentality. I mean, Maxwell was also like this.
Maxwell, of course, mate. Come on.
On the one
Berchiche.
hand, Berchiche.
Yuri Berchiche. Big
On
up
the one
Yuri
hand,
Berchiche if you watch us,
Well,
mate.
he's still liking
Big
everything
ups
we
to
do,
you.
right? So
Yeah,
he's attached to
Yuri.
PSG.
I agree with
I think it's just
Olivier
about emotion.
when he
It's
says
just about emotion.
that Mbappe is a club legend. But on the other hand, I think he did not sweat the shirt as much as he could. For example, the last goal against Barcelona, his last goal against Barcelona, is that kind of goal we want to see from him.
Yeah, attitude as well. Yeah, agreed.
Tackling at the beginning, and then he's going. That's it.
Damn.
Dalil is
Lyon,
always being
a quick
with
update, you
Mbappe,
guys.
guys.
Lyon scored a goal, just so you know. The
Oh, it's
50
2-1 now.
Yeah, 2-1 now.
What's the time?
You have give us more.
10 minutes to go.
10 minutes to go. Okay.
I love Mbappe, but I think he could have
You
give
know,
us
I,
more.
I kind of join you on the same on this feeling, Dalil, because for me, a player who have his quality need to take all the team on his back and show them the way, you know. And I think
But don't you think in so many occasions, if he was not stepping up, no one was able to step up like he did. I'm not saying I'm an Mbappe member of the fan club of Kylian. I'm just saying I appreciate the player as a very good player. I think in many occasions he has stepped up a lot. In many occasions, on the contrary, as you just said, Swell. On the contrary, I think in many occasions he has brought the team on his shoulders and helped the team to. There you go. See that? There you go. He
now,
turned the shirt.
I'm gonna explain that.
No, Stuart, I agree with you. I agree with you. And he will leave the club as a club legend. But I think he missed that opportunity to join that kind of club legends where you can find Cavani, Pastore,
I
and
think you know the generation is different. So while Cavani, Di Maria had not the quality of Mbappe and
Di Maria is a good shout. Well done, mate. Di Maria is a club legend to
So
me. Yeah.
those guys actually sweat the shirt, but also pull the team, you know. And I think Mbappe did a bit of both, yeah. But I was expecting him to shine, to be one of the legend, you know, the legend.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, let's take a look at the comments quickly. Emmanuel is saying Di Maria is a total legend, of course, and he left the club in a good way. We also have Calvin saying with us, Pastore is a legend as part of the PSG next generation with the arrival of QSI. Agreed. We have Monsieur Mani. We think he has won a gift, but he will never ever receive it. 100% agree. Loved Jallet, Christophe Jallet. back in the days, and he was super average. Yes,
And
that's
Bernard,
a very good
just like
example.
Bernard Mendy, just like Bernard Mendy.
He's the same,
You
yeah.
see? Yeah, Jallet, Christophe Jallet, exactly. It's just the relationship with the fans, like the emotions and the attitude on the pitch is. You don't need to be a super player with amazing stats to be a club legend necessarily. So I hope that many good players we have now leave
Well,
with a good relationship with the club and the fans in the future.
Sylvain Armand. If we talk about Jallet, you need to talk about Sylvain Armand. He used to be captain and he played for the club for many years, right? And he gave the
So,
yes,
so you're considering Sylvain Armand as a club legend?
not at all.
I mean,
I'll give him props.
not all captains were legends, you know. Not all.
Yeah, agreed. Well, it's the same, you know. Yeah, there's this debate around big up to Amara Diané. He saved us from relegation, even if it was linked to another game at the time. But his goal was so decisive, and for some fans, like I share this opinion. Just because of this goal, it will always be a club legend to me. When
know-
you talk to all the PSG fans, they will tell you otherwise. They would say, okay, he scored a very important goal, but when you look at his time at PSG, he should not be considered.
I might shock everyone, but for me, Sacco example, as I'm very turned to defender, Sacco is for myself is a legend.
No, you're not
Yeah.
shocking anyone here, mate. Everyone considers Mamadou Sakho to be a club legend.
I
Yeah.
think
Guys,
that
quick
it's
quick
like
update. Lyon just scored the equalizer, 2-2.
Yeah, there you
man,
go.
I
There you
hate that.
go.
I hate to hear that. My scream is a little bit behind.
Oh
That's
my god.
a
Oh,
I'm
you
thinking.
got spoiled, mate. You got spoiled.
Nah, it's
Oh,
okay.
again.
I don't
Why is
like
it?
Lyon's
Good at all.
women's
He
team. I
got
think
spoiled
it's terrible.
twice. He will never come back.
He will never come back on the show ever again. At least not during there's a game live. If there's a game live,
But it's
no.
still this is still fine because they're coming back to Parc des Princes. So next match is
On
going to
the
be there.
second
I
leg,
hope
yeah,
that there's
yeah.
going to be a lot of people coming through. I
Of
don't
course
think
they
that
will.
they have.
Yeah,
But they have.
Of
I
course
think
they
that
will.
I think in Lyon there's like 30,000. I think in Paris they have sold like less than 10,000. So it's there's still a lot of room
You see,
there.
apparently, Miko, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but the Barca game against
Yeah.
Barcelona women, they
Chelsea.
played against
Chelsea.
No, not that
Chelsea,
one.
Earlier
and
today.
It was last season.
biggest attendance in Champions League football for women apparently today.
Mm.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can
40,000
imagine that
plus or
it
something
could
like
be
that.
yeah, it could be possible. But it's okay. I'm still and I'm genuinely hoping that because I think that Lyon is really unlikable team in women's football. Great team, but a very unlikable. They're just crying foul every time. They're really entitled. But nevertheless, that's beside the point. I think there needs to be a conversation about what is it?
Sorry,
Is it
Miko.
Lyon?
It's 3-2. Yeah, they just scored again.
Oh, okay.
What? Lyon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lyon just scored the third one.
Are you joking?
No, I am not. 4 minutes to go.
Okay. Well,
That
it
is
what it is.
ridiculous.
It is what it is. I
It
think
is
that
so
when we're talking about
fast
club
as well.
legends, as we were, I'm just rolling back to the club legend conversation. I think that it's one of those questions that okay, like because it's very difficult to define what is a club legend, what does it mean. But I think that it's good to have like you can have like these honorable mentions and all that. Like not everybody needs to be a club legend because otherwise it's also going to be devalued a little bit. But there are a lot of players also that I have a very fond memories of, and I would say that one of the players that is definitely not a club legend, but I have a very fond memories of is actually Choupo-Moting because he was one of those players that he knew his spot, like he knew what he was there to do. He wasn't complaining. He wasn't massively expensive. And when he got a chance, he gave
That's
it
a good
his
shout.
all. And he
That's
did
a good
score
shout.
some quite important goals in our most important times. So
And
fair play to him.
Dalil and Swell, they can tell you that, and I've seen it with my own eyes. When you go on an away day, you have so many PSG fans with the Choupo-Moting name
yeah.
set on the back.
That's why I was shaking my head, bro. I was
Yeah.
literally in the wall, and it was like 6 or 7 Choupo-Moting around me.
Yeah,
I was
that's crazy.
what?
Yeah, that's very true. So that's a very interesting point that you're making, Miko, because you see, Monsieur Mani is saying that Gianni is a club hero and not a legend. That means
He's a legend.
that means Choupo-Moting should be considered a club hero and not a club legend. Then
Yeah,
What do you mean? What is the difference?
I think for
Um,
myself, a hero is someone that might not shine the whole season, but
But
might
save the club during an important
or save a
game.
goal as a
Mm,
defender. Because for
agreed.
me,
Mm.
defender as striker are very important.
Yep.
Or save a goal, or actually score the goal of, for me, club hero Zaire
Hmm.
Emery. You see,
Club
you know,
hero already.
for me this season,
Chill, bro. He just
bro,
started, man. Okay. We know we love Warren Zaire Emery. Big up to him. He just started. He's a TT
for me,
Parisien. We love him. But
he
come
needs.
on, mate. He's starting. Why are you putting so much pressure on him like this?
There's no pressure. When you save
Oh
something,
my god.
you need the reward, and he actually make us win some
Mm.
games that we didn't have no keys.
I
And for
think that's
me,
that's that's in my opinion that's a big statement because he just started. Then I think we need to wait a little bit more. But
Kurzawa
but
too,
I
huh? He's the only central back who defender who scored a hat trick in the Champions League
in
game.
the
Then
Champions
your
League,
point.
mm,
yeah,
agreed. Okay, boys. I just want to share something with you quickly. The chat. Paris No Limit is growing up his YouTube channel as well, and also on Twitch, and we have prestigious guests
we go ahead.
coming up during the next shows as well. It's not confirmed yet, but we're working on it to provide you with some very, very, very exclusive content. Remember that this show is by the fans, true, dedicated, passionate, die-hard PSG fans and independent fans, and brought to you by us and for you guys, true, die-hard PSG fans as well. And obviously, we are doing everything we can to provide you with some exclusive content. Don't know, maybe it could be players, it could be famous people supporting PSG as well. You never know, but you want to be here from the beginning. If you're not here from the beginning, you're gonna regret that, boys. Okay, boys and girls. So give us a follow Paris No Limit, follow Parisian Londoner as well. We'll be back. It's not the end of the show, by the way, but we will provide updates very soon on the guests coming up during the next shows. Okay, guys, Lyon tomorrow. I'm just going to talk briefly about Lyon. Some people are comparing us to Lyon because they had this very very long French league titles for about seven. What, they won 7 years in a row
Seven.
back in the days. 7 years in a row. They were
Still less than us.
dominating the French league. Still less than us. Still less than us. But I would like to stress out that back in the days when Lyon was dominating French Ligue 1, winning seven titles in a row, no one was saying that it was rigged or a fake club or it was not fair because they were dominating because of their superiority or whatever. Now it's only us dominating that people they start to be mad at us. Remember what Lyon did back in the days, and I think it's still a massive part of French football. So tomorrow we are the new ones, the new leaders for a while now. I think we still need to remain the leaders and we need to show them. Would you say that there's a rivalry between PSG and Lyon now?
No,
Not at all.
There
Okay.
is a
No.
rivalry with no clubs, I think, in Liga.
yeah,
Marseille.
Uh,
That's the only one. That's
no.
you see, that's what I don't like about Swell. I love him as a brother, but
I agree with Sweat. I agree with
this
Sweat.
Swell.
No, bro. You have
No, don't say
Look,
this to me.
Marseille is not even qualified at the moment for the Champions League stage.
Are
Stages.
you saying that in Ligue 1 there is no more rivalry with another club
No, there is
between
not.
PSG and another club?
No, there is not.
let's be focused. Let's be
no
focused.
Marseille, les gars. Come on,
That's
you guys.
only-
Of course,
that's
there is
only-
Marseille.
My
There has
goodness.
always been Marseille.
I'm shocked.
How can you say that there is a rivalry between Paris and Marseille when Marseille didn't beat us
I
in
know
Marseille?
I know exactly what you're gonna say, Dalil. I know exactly you're gonna mention only the football results, and you're gonna say
Yeah.
we smashing them season in, season out for the past I don't know how many years. We're dominating them. There is no rivalry between us and Marseille.
But
yeah,
Football wise,
then-
on the pitch, let me finish. On the pitch, I agree with you because we're dominating them and they cannot compete with us. Agreed.
Oh,
But that does not mean there's no rivalry anymore. I disagree with that because the rivalry is deeper than us dominating them on the pitch. You know how it is, man. You know you go in
Yeah,
the
I
south
know.
in the south
And
of
that,
France in Marseille with a car from the Paris region. They don't care if you're a PSG fan. They're gonna scratch your
Yeah,
car, and you know that, and you know it's deeper than that.
yeah,
them,
yeah. I agree.
them,
I agree with you. But look, on the stands, there is no more rivalry. Look at the last two they did for, for their quarterfinals at home. I mean, when they lose, people in their stands are wearing Borussia Dortmund jogging, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid.
Yeah, tracksuits. Yeah, got that. But it's apparently it's the way they dress in Marseille. They like
Understand, but
mixing
on
the
the pitch,
Chelsea
there is
and
no more rivalry.
yeah,
Dalil,
got that.
when the fixture calendar is out, which dates are you looking at first?
Sorry?
Exactly, Marseille. Hey, Marseille, 100%.
Right?
100%. I
That's
agree with
that's,
Oli.
that's what I'm saying,
100%.
right?
Olivier, to be
Exactly.
honest, I'm more interested by a PSG Lille than a PSG
That is
Marseille.
not true. That is not true, and you know it.
Hey,
Don't.
But it might be a better match. I think there's a difference. It's like
hey,
between something like
Swell,
a
if you carry on like
Lens
this,
or
you're gonna
Lille.
get out of the stream, man. PSG Lille
I
is more
swear,
important than PSG Marseille.
the game will be more
Even
interesting
even Dalil is laughing, man.
on
Even
the, on
Dalil
the,
is
on
laughing. He
the
cannot
pitch.
follow you on
Guys,
this, man.
on the pitch,
Come
Lille
on,
does more than Marseille.
Oh my god,
No,
man.
I know. Okay, I know
about-
what's
oh my God.
happening. Okay, you have a
Guys,
you have a following base in Lille. Okay, I got it. Okay, I understand. You want to please your fan club in Lille as well. I got that.
no way.
That's ridiculous,
No,
man. That's
No.
ridiculous. I
no.
disagree with. I strongly disagree with that.
But I think that there's
There are
definitely
no players anymore. They just this year they did something kind of.
Who
Come
did
on.
something this year?
Swell,
Nothing.
it's
They
a yellow
qualified
card.
for the semi-final of
Just
the Europa
qualified with
League. So,
Swell, it's a
s-
yellow card for you. No,
Swell. He was not in the two previous streams. He just arrives in the stream, and he arrives late. By the way, he arrives late. Yeah, he's waiting in the background. Like, I'm
I
here.
was
Like,
here.
yeah, okay,
I was here.
I put you on the stream, bro. And you like you come on the stream and you say, PSG Lille. There's a greater rivalry than with Marseille, and I'm like, oh my
No.
god,
I said on the pitch. You
no,
see, you
bro.
don't hear me. I
Oh
said on
my
the pitch
god.
it's more interesting than what they creating on the pitch. Marseille doesn't create anything anymore.
But what do you define as a rivalry then? Rivalry is what? Is what the form
It's
of the
two.
season
It's
of
two
a
things.
specific
For me,
team, or what are you?
rivalry is on the pitch and on the stand. So
Swell.
yes, on the
Okay, so you should know it then because you in the UK as well. So that means there's no rivalry between Everton and Liverpool. There's no rivalry between Man United and Man City because Man City is always smashing Man United.
it need to be two things together
Come
to
on,
be like
man.
the biggest
it's over
rival.
in Lyon, guys. It's over in Lyon. By just saying.
Okay, we lost. We lost three.
there was
Imagine
a
that we were
one
winning. We were
penalty that
winning
should have been given but
2-0.
wasn't.
But how can
Well,
we lose 3-2 when we were winning 2-0 at what almost towards the end of the game?
because
Correct.
it's part of the process, Stuart.
Mm.
Part of the
Part of
process.
the
Okay,
process.
There was
just
there
the
was
process.
there was a one penalty that Kreski or captain was brought down in the box that should have I think that should have definitely been a penalty, but it wasn't given.
Yeah,
I agree.
I
But
was
but I yeah, it is what it is. Like I think that there's still everything to play for in at Parc des Princes, and I hope that people are going to go there and support and be behind them because yeah, it's time for to show Leon. In women's side, I think that there's a definite rivalry between PSG and Lyon. That is like the biggest rivalry in France in French women's football. But with men's football, yes, I think there's always going to be a rivalry with Marseille. It doesn't really matter, even if they would lose always or whatever. But it is there's a definite rivalry. It's not necessarily the best match. It's not the match that I fear the
course.
most. It's not that, but it is.
Yes.
And Lyon, I don't think there's a rivalry, but I think it's definitely one of those matches that I want PSG to win.
big league games.
I want them to win against these teams. I want them to win against, and I do want them to win against Lille also, and I want them to win against Nice. And these are like, so if there's an accident against Le Havre, then okay, that's life. But you know, I don't want to lose to this.
I got the answer. I asked ChatGPT who were the biggest rivalry in the French league,
Football.
and it's definitely Marseille, Le Classique. So Swell, I
course.
don't know. Talk to ChatGPT.
I don't
Bro,
talk
like, no,
to.
I know he's taking the piss. I know he's taking the piss. I know him. I know he hates Marseille as well, and he knows it. And he's just come on, man. It's just I understand for the new generations that they are realizing that this rivalry does not make any sense because football wise we're smashing them all the time. Okay, but you need to understand that it's a culture. It was a music rivalry back in the days as well. No longer because everyone is collaborating with everyone these days. But back in the days, it was either Paris music or Marseille. You know, it's deeper than that, man. That's what I'm saying. So that's why I took the example of Everton, Liverpool, or Manchester United, Manchester City, or it could be any other London club. To be fair, Arsenal, Tottenham. Look at Arsenal, Tottenham. Like Arsenal is so much better than Tottenham for a lot of seasons, you know, and they won. Correct me if I'm wrong. Most of the North London derbies were won by
Right.
Arsenal, but it does not mean that they're not rivals anymore, you know, and
Oh,
it will remain like this.
it's still gonna be rivals. You're right, but for me, the biggest rivalries is on everything else than on the pitch, because we are talking different from them. We are moving different
Mm.
from them. Like, so for me, it's not anymore like a sports rivalry. You know,
I see the Lyon
what?
game because that's what we were talking about because we are heading towards almost the end of the stream. It's been 1 hour already, but the Lyon
Oh,
game of tomorrow, yeah, exactly. It's almost 1 hour, boys. The Lyon game of tomorrow for me it's as important as the Lille game. Okay, are we clear? Are we? Do we agree
I
on
would
that?
put it in
I
the same
agree.
category.
The
I
I
would put
Lyon
it
agree.
in the
game
same
is as
category.
important as the Lille game. That's
I
it.
agree.
That's what I'm saying.
I say
Okay,
Lille, Nice, few of those. Oh well, like
exactly.
Yeah,
there's a few these days. Maybe even Lens for the last couple of seasons. These are like the matches that you want to.
Yeah.
Oh,
So look, to finish about the
Of
rivalry
course.
with Barcelona is most important for the last on the last years than against
Mm.
Marseille.
thank you.
We
I think the
Okay,
Barcelona one is a
yeah,
little bit
okay, agreed,
manufactured,
agreed.
but I get it. But I think it's a bit too manufactured for me.
Yeah,
Okay,
just
what do you think that,
it's
Miko?
creative.
Well, I I don't know. It just feels to me like yes, okay, we played against them in the last sort of like since 2017, 21, and now
Mm.
24. Yeah, I mean it's not that many times. And then I think the remontada. I think we're putting too much. I think we're putting too much on that remontada night. I think we're too traumatized.
I don't think we're putting enough in the
Oh no,
remontada.
no, no. Me and Stuart
I
were together that night. Do you
No,
remember
no,
that
no,
night?
bro.
I
You
remember
can't
that
say
night.
this,
It
bro.
was a terrible night, but
Yeah.
when you watch
Remember
that
that
match
night?
again, it was a refereeing thing. To me, it was like it was too much of a refereeing
Okay,
thing to even feel
okay,
anything
but we
about it.
still
I don't take it
suffered a lot
personally.
from this refereeing mistakes, and
Mm.
we've
Yeah,
been
it's part of
traumatized
the
by
process.
this.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I understand that, but I still think that yeah, okay. Well, I think that it's just a difference of opinion. I don't look at it like
Agreed.
that too like that much. I think that the Barcelona thing, yes, there is of course
It's more
and
recent. It's
there's a
more
special
recent.
there's something special
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
but I think it's a little bit like what they were doing online and tracking and making like these
Agreed.
things before the match. I
Agreed.
think it was embarrassing
Agreed.
and I think it was just
It
like,
was.
come on now. I think also when they lost to Bayern Munich that time 8-2, I think
Mm,
they lost any right to brag to anybody. I
yeah.
think that that in and of itself was a night that just nullified everything for them.
Agreed, agreed. So let's do a little round table before we end the stream, boys. Even if we lost 3-2 on the semi-final of the Champions League, Women's Champions League tonight. What do you think the score line will be tomorrow? So you score prediction. I'm gonna start with Oli for tomorrow. PSG Lyon at the Parc des Princes.
2-0 PSG, of course. And I'm gonna say Gonzalo Ramos and Nuno Mendes.
Okay, okay, fair enough, fair enough. Dalil, score
3-1
prediction.
because we
We're gonna concede. Of course, we have a shaky defense, so
hope,
of course we're gonna
yeah,
concede.
uh,
Agreed.
I hope Barcola will score
Oh, do you think he's gonna celebrate? Do you think he's gonna celebrate if he's gonna score?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
No, not like Dembele.
No, he's clever. He's clever than. I'm not saying that Dembele is stupid, but I think he's clever. So, Barcola, obviously Mbappe will score, and
Okay,
I hope
okay, fair enough.
Ramos, yeah.
Are you attending the game tomorrow? By the way, are you
Yeah,
going?
yeah, I'm going.
Nice one, bro. Okay, swell. Score prediction for tomorrow.
I agree with
I know your score prediction. It will be
6-0.
3-0 for Lille against Marseille.
No,
This
Tomorrow, I think tomorrow we get 3-1, same as Dali, but I
3-1.
don't think
Okay.
I don't have the same scores. I think Dembele will score.
Colomani will
Ramos.
score.
I hope.
Plays,
Well,
do-
I really hope that Dembele and Ramos will score, and then Mbappe, obviously. Yeah.
I know as well you like Colomani quite a lot. Sorry, I'm just going to
love
ask you a very quick question. But are you not sad that he's not having enough time to prove his added value to the club?
Do you know? I do think that is a waste at the moment, because even at the moment we're putting on the pitch, he doesn't deliver
Yeah.
as much as I would like to, but is for me a great player, and for me it
Yeah.
is someone that will create something in the
The
months.
long run, yeah, long term plan. Agreed.
As Luis said, is going to be a area after Mbappe. I really wish it will be his.
Okay, fair enough.
Quickly, Stuart, on Colomani, I think he's a good player too, but I think he needs to adapt his way of life.
Yes.
Because he's back in his town, in his hometown, and I think his phone must win a lot, and he needs to manage his personal life to.
Yeah, it's usually like this, with recent success and young players. Like it's too much at once, and sometimes they're struggling. So now we wish him the best, man. I think he can bring a lot to the squad. We need to be patient, man.
I think
Yeah,
that's
it's gonna be the first season okay, and then the second is just gonna explode. I wish.
Fair enough. So 3-1 for Swell. Miko, last but not least, we're gonna finish the score prediction with you. What is your score prediction for tomorrow?
I'm not good at predictions, but I'm gonna say 3-0. I'm gonna take that risk of predicting a clean sheet. I know it's not necessarily going to be easy, but I think that I think that it depends what kind of defense we're playing. Of course, like Cassette has been scoring a lot of goals again, and you have dangerous players there. But I do think that I'm gonna go 3-0. I mean, if I'm wrong, then so what? What's gonna happen?
I am going to surprise you lot, but surprise you, but not really surprise you, because it happens a lot when we qualify or we have a good game in the Champions League. The next league game we usually struggle. So I'm gonna go with a 1-1. I'm gonna go with the draw, boys. I'm gonna go with the draw. We're gonna concede. We're gonna draw, equalize probably towards the end of the second half. We're gonna save the game, but it will not. In my opinion, I don't think it will be a great game. To be fair,
it's possible, but I think this season it's been better. In previous seasons, it's been catastrophic after the Champions League matches. But I think this season it has been a little bit better. We have a little bit more depth, and like I said, we can put in players that haven't really played, like Ramos and Colomwani. I also like Colomwani a lot, and I think one of the scorers could also be Vitinha. I think Vitinha, of course, has been amazing. So
Agreed, boys. Before we end the stream, please give a follow to Paris No Limit on their socials: Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Obviously, they have so many followers already, but nevertheless, you should have give them a follow. They post great news as well. So big up to Paris No Limit for having us as well. Follow us. We're Parisian Londoners. We are a collective of independent PSG fans doing content in English and French language. Give us a follow, Parisian Londoner on Insta, Parisian LDN on Twitter, X. It's called X now. Same on TikTok as well, and YouTube. So give us a follow. Miko, PSG review. Available on
Yes.
podcasts on Spotify, my bad, and also Apple Podcasts as well.
Pretty much all the platforms. Also, the audio is on YouTube these days. So on Twitter, it's at PSG Review Pod, and on Instagram and TikTok, it's just at PSG Review. And episodes coming pretty much once a week.
You're very consistent, man. Big up to you. Big up to you,
Big up.
Emmanuel. Big up to you as well. I know you. It's long to be a PSG fan in Panama. Do more streams in English, and thank you. Oh, thank you very much. Big up to everyone, and allez Paris. See you on the next one. Bye bye.
Allez, Paris.
Bye les gars, allez Paris.